Time to do the job. Time to do the job! Behold the jobber of jobbers. Daniel Jobber.
What's up, everybody? This is the D-Job, Danimal, Daniel Jobber, here with your Jobbing Out with Danimal, Daniel Jobber, Clash of the Champions preview and prediction show. Well, it's been a long time since I've done this, and sorry it's late. It's the day, time this is up, it'll be the day of the event, but I've been away for too long. Just haven't had the creative inspiration. Recently, I hadn't been feeling all that well. And I mean, yeah, wasn't even sure if I was going to get a chance to do this with the busy schedule I've had this last week, but I really wanted to get back on the horse, and it's an interesting enough card. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with this one, so I wanted to talk about it. Plus, it's a very interesting time in wrestling with all the stuff going on in Edmonton regarding the ban on combative sports, which is lumping in wrestling at this point. Anyways, first off, I'm proudly affiliated with Backbreaker Media, the channel formerly known as the Edmonton Sports Podcast Network. Though some of the branding of the Edmonton Sports Podcast Network, the ESPN, is still in place. But the Backbreaker Media is a new direction, and I'm still learning a little bit about it, but it's new and exciting. Of course, Backbreaker Media is the channel on YouTube to check it out. It's got a new Twitter, although it's the same Twitter converted with a new name, Backbreaker Media with a capital B, capital M. Besides the typical content that we always have, there's also the premium content, which is subscription-based, and it's a chance to see wrestling from all over the place. Projected, I believe, $8 or $9 a month, something like that. Not too bad. But right now, get on board and sign up and give it a try, because they're giving you a couple of weeks for free for as a Christmas bonus for starting it up. So, and also 25% off, I believe, too, is the other idea. So make sure you check it out. Especially check out Twitter and where you can keep up to date the best on it, and give it a try, give it a chance to see what is coming of it. So, but anyway, that's all I'll say about that. But of course, in Edmonton, as you know, with the or I guess I shouldn't say as you know, because not all of you guys are necessarily an Edmonton audience, but in Edmonton with the death of the athlete in the match against the former Edmonton Eskimo, I don't want to go deep into the story, but the city council, I guess, has cracked down on combative sports. Right now, the projected is a 1-year ban on all these events, and of course, they've lumped wrestling in with this, which is very unfortunate because really, how is wrestling really a combative sport? It's more of a cooperative effort. It's more of a performance. I mean, really, wrestling is there's danger to wrestling, but no more so than any other dangerous sport. I mean, football is dangerous too, and of course, no more violent. In fact, less violent because of the fact that they're performing than hockey. So, what are they going to do? Ban the Edmonton Oilers because they don't want any violence in sports? I mean, it's everywhere. It's absolutely insane that they would lump wrestling in with combative sports like UFC and boxing and that sort of thing. So, a lot of us are protesting and hoping that they will really look deep into it and at least release wrestling from this. Because even the WWE event that was projected for February 9th, I believe, is on hold, which is really unfortunate because there's only so many WWE events that come to Edmonton. So yeah, it's really unfortunate to give that kind of message to the WWE that their content and their events aren't welcome. So I really hope they look into that. So if you get a chance, raise your voice, let it be heard, and let Edmonton know that we don't approve of their treatment of wrestling, at least in the same way as the other sports. And I mean, maybe we need to look better at the other sports as well. But my personal care, of course, is with professional wrestling because that's what I love, what I'm about. So, but anyways, enough about that. Let's get into this great card, Clash of the Champions, that's taking place on Sunday. Short card. Well, not a lot of matches on it, but they're all interesting in their own way. I assume there's going to be a kickoff show. And with that, the most likely kickoff match is probably going to be Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. As you may have saw recently, the explosion of the Hype Bros, where Mojo Rawley attacked Zack Ryder, turned heel, and broke up the tag team. So this is going to be the grudge match between the two of them. I'm really not really worried about this match or have a lot of interest in it. It's hard to know who's going to win, too. Originally I thought, maybe Zack Ryder just to make the fans happy on the pre-show, and they might still do that, but it seems that they're trying to do a little bit with Mojo Rawley maybe as a heel, and really a heel is a more valuable commodity right now. And, of course, on social media, they've been pushing him as a heel, too, so I'm going to go with Mojo Rawley to pick up the victory here. Zack Ryder's been around forever. I doubt he's going to get this magic push, at least not any long-term push, so I don't really see him getting much out of a victory over Mojo Rawley unless they plan on giving him back a title or something at WrestleMania and maybe going a little longer with it. I'm not going to hold my breath. Zack Ryder has always been treated in a very casual way, and I don't think that's going to change. So that's what I think on the pre-show. I expect probably Mojo Rawley will pick up the victory. Then there's the tag team triple threat between the champions, the Usos, the New Day, Rusev Day, Rusev and Aiden English, and of course Chad Owens and Shelton Benjamin. Really, is there a lot of surprise or anything strange about this match? I mean, Rusev and Aiden English and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin pretty much are just there to add some intrigue to the match. I don't think anyone really expects them to win. Really, it comes down to the Usos and the New Day, and either one are good champions. Either one could win the way they're amazing chemistry together. But they seem like they want to push the New Day to be some kind of record of tag team championship victories. And so I expect the New Day will pick up the victory here and regain the title and then probably drop it again in the near future. Hopefully not to the Usos again, because obviously they're making the Usos the same kind of elevation as the New Day if they keep going back and forth with the title. So hopefully the New Day will take the title and lose to somebody else next time. But anyways, really not. It'll be a great match, a lot of fun. We get to see some different tag teams. In the end, the Usos could easily retain, but I think the New Day is going to pick up the victory to get another tag team title victory under their belt. So, what are they? 3 times? 4 times? I don't know. Hard to keep track with the New Day, what they've got going on with them. And then, of course, finally we're going to see the end of all the fashion files and the intrigue about the fashion police's police station being destroyed by 2B. 2B is, I guess, finally identified as the Bludgeon Brothers, which they've been cooking up for a while, which, of course, is Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. A pretty neat gimmick. I kind of like the Bludgeon Brothers and what they're going with that, although they really need to fight somebody serious and show they can do their stuff, in a bigger match, because it's all been squash matches so far, and this isn't any different. Much as we like the Breezango and the Fashion Files and wanted to see if they can get their revenge for all the stuff, they're really a comedy act. They're not going to beat the Bludgeon Brothers. not in a million years are they going to beat the Bludgeon Brothers. So, the Bludgeon Brothers will win this in a fairly quick match, move on to the next stage, and we'll see where they're going with them. It's about time Luke Harper and Eric Rowan come back on the scene, because the tag team division has really missed them. And, of course, the SmackDown tag division has suffered all around, so having another tag team like that caliber, which and that much potential, is only going to help. So, and then then next we have the triple threat for the U.S. title, the United States Championship. The champion Baron Corbin defends against the glorious Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Not sure why they threw Dolph Ziggler in there, probably just for a little bit of intrigue. Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin will be the big feature. Should be a good match. And Bobby Roode could easily win, but I'm not going to hold my breath, because one, he's an indie guy come on the scene. They just never seem to give them a real push, especially not early on. And of course, he's got a little bit of a gimmick. The fans love him, so he'll be a great way to pick up the match. But I really think the homegrown talent, Baron Corbin, has at least got over his punishment that he had some time ago and is growing as a champion. And I really think they're just using Bobby Roode and I guess Dolph Ziggler to an extent to pick up his status. So I see Baron Corbin easily retaining here, carrying the title on towards WrestleMania. I'm not sure where they're going to go with it or who's going to face next. Personally, I'd like to see him face someone like Kane or someone that would be, add some mystique. But of course, you have to make sure that you make somebody the babyface. So might be a little tougher there. But anyways, yeah, I have Baron Corbin retaining the U.S. title against Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And then, of course, we have Charlotte versus Natalya. And, of course, my heart would always say Natalya. I want to see Natalya win Calgary's own or Canadian. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Natalya had her chance. They had her time. They gave her a good run. She did a good job with it. I think now Charlotte is meant to have the title going into WrestleMania. Whether she's going to face someone like Ronda Rousey or what, I don't know. But they're going to keep having her be more champion, times champion, just like her old man. I see her retaining this year. I don't see Natalya. I'm sure Natalya put on a good show, but I don't see Natalya really having a serious chance of winning this match and regaining the women's title. So yeah, Charlotte will retain and move on to whatever the next challenge for her is. Natalya needed a good rematch. This is going to be it. This will be a chance for her to put a cap on her title run and, move on. And we don't know what Natalya's long-term future is. I assume she's going to be around. She's still a great talent. She's still a great locker room leader, great person, really active on social media and on, of course, Total Divas. So I don't see Natalya going anywhere for anytime soon, at least on the greater scale. Whether her in-ring career will still be as strong or have a push, I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to keep the storylines for her. So, but yeah, Charlotte retains. And then, of course, we have the WWE Championship, the phenomenal AJ Styles against the modern-day Maharaja. I can't do it well. Jinder Mahal in the WWE Tag Team Championship. And, of course, they'll have, despite the original reports that he had dumped them, the Singh brothers in his corner, and as far as I'm aware anyways, should be a good match, chance to put a cap on the Jinder Mahal era. I don't see him regaining the title. I'd love it. Once again, he's Calgary's own, he's Canadian, Albertan, we love him, but I don't really see him regain the title against AJ Styles. I think they're just putting a cap on it. He had to have a good rematch. This is it. I don't know what the planned future with him is. Him losing in India, maybe they did a little bit of a setback. From what I've heard from Triple H, his comments on that was that he was the bigger star. We're still building up Jinder Mahal. Time is going to make him a big star, but this was not the time for him to go over for whatever reason. That the Indian audience is different. I don't know. But either way, we don't know what Jinder Mahal's future is. I'm assuming they're going to hopefully do more Indian shows. He wasn't as big a star as I hoped in India. Still wish him well. Want him to keep going and be one of the stars that the Indian people will love. It's a massive audience. Great opportunity. I don't think he's going to regain the WWE Championship, though, because there was a lot of flack for winning it in the first place, flack for him being the champion, controversy, and I don't think there's very much controversy at all about AJ Styles being champion going into WrestleMania and facing a quality opponent. So, yeah, AJ Styles going to retain. Should be another good match. A lot of interference. In the end, AJ Styles come out looking gold and like a hero, and we lead on towards the Royal Rumble and some great mystique in that, because we don't know if the Royal Rumble winner is going to be on the SmackDown Championship match or the Raw. So it could be that the winner of the Royal Rumble faces AJ Styles. And, of course, seeing as the challenger for the Universal Championship is Roman Reigns, unless they pull some kind of swerve that has Roman Reigns be a surprise entry and winner, I don't honestly see them having Roman Reigns advertised in the match and winning, because I think that the fans will really be controversial against Roman Reigns. So I don't see that happening. It would easily be AJ Styles' opponent that wins the Royal Rumble. Of course, a little secret spoiler alert in my mind, though, they could have Roman Reigns have an injury of some sort, drop the Intercontinental title, look like he's going to miss the Royal Rumble, and then come back as a surprise right near the end of the Royal Rumble and win it all, and have him face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania that way. But that would be interesting. Predictable, though. I think the fans would at least some of the smart fans anyways, would think that might be a possibility, especially if they don't honestly believe his injury is real and not just kayfabe. But, so it might just be simpler to have AJ Styles' opponent win the Royal Rumble. But, anyways, I digress. AJ Styles wins the match, retains the WWE Championship, and heads on into WrestleMania as champion. I don't see any reason why you take the title off him until he faces his quality opponent at WrestleMania. And finally, the potential firing match or retirement match, whatever you want to call it, Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the two Frenchmen who love each other and from Quebec. Had a little hate and love relationship all these years. Now they're together as the top heels or as top heels, trying to make everyone hate them, and of course, obviously get under the thumb of Shane McMahon, which is why Shane McMahon has put himself as the guest referee for this match, or at least the first guest referee, and why he has said that if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn can't win this match, they will be fired from all WWE, including Raw and SmackDown and everything. And, of course, Daniel Bryan decided to even up the odds, and he apparently talked to Shane McMahon about it, although, you have to wonder, because it seems like the tension's building between them regarding this match. But then Daniel Bryan came on as the other guest referee, so we're going to have 2 guest referees, and 2 that have different opinions and priorities, it seems, again, in this match of Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which is so important. It's going to be chaos, it's going to be crazy, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great match. Do I see any reason for any ways Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura win? Not really. I mean, they could come up with some crazy way to get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens back in WWE, or how they get back in. Maybe they will, and maybe they'll come up with something that surprise me. But that's a lot of creativity to ask from WWE. The simplest solution is to have the match go crazy, controversial between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out the victor, keep their jobs, and move on as these controversial heels on the brink of firing going forward. And that's what I think is most likely. That's what I expect to happen. I'm not going to go with, I expect WWE will go with the creative direction and have them be fired and have to find somebody to get back on the roster. I think it'd just be simple. When it's all said and done, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win and keep their jobs. So anyway, that's all the matches I know about on the card. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to a lot of it. I mean, I'm not saying it'll be the be-all and end-all of cards this year, but it's a good enough card that should be entertaining start to finish, pretty much. So we'll see how it goes, see how it competes with the controversial Survivor Series. And just to recap my picks, I have Mojo Rawley winning in the pre-show over Zack Ryder. I have the New Day regaining the Tag Team Championships in the Fatal 4-Way of the Tag Team Division. I have the Bludgeon Brothers with an easy squash victory over Breezango. Maybe squash is the wrong word, but an easy short match victory. I have Baron Corbin retaining the United States Championship over Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. I have Charlotte retaining the WWE Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship over Natalya. And I have AJ Styles retaining the U.S. title versus Jinder Mahal. And finally, I have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retaining their careers and their jobs at WWE over Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, I guess the problem is only one title change on Clash of the Champions, but it typically Clash of Champions is a minor card. Yes, all the titles are on the line, but typically very few of them change hands, so I'm fairly comfortable with only one title changing hands, and it seems most likely the New Day will be the one. So, yeah, one title change, the rest all retained. I don't see any reason why they would go a different direction than that. So, anyway, that's all for Clash of the Champions. Hope you get to watch it, enjoy it on the WWE Network or wherever way you watch it. Most people would do that over the cost of a pay-per-view, especially with a minor event like that. Lots of exciting stuff going on in the WWE, including they're now in the States, they're having the NXT on the USA Network. I don't know if there's any change in Canada. It seems like NXT is still on the WWE Network. I don't think they're having it on Sportsnet 360 that I've seen. So, I don't know if there's going to be any change there. It seems just like Raw and SmackDown and Main Event are still Sportsnet 360's 3 shows, but we'll see what happens. Still no real sign of the commercials having action in a little window through the entire commercials all the time. And disappointing. I really thought that was an exciting thing they can do. Of course, other things since I've talked to you last, the thought of having WrestleMania in a virtual reality setting available to people, that excites me. That's one of the things I suggested last year, almost begging Triple H to have WrestleMania available on virtual reality, because I would love to be able to watch WrestleMania on virtual reality. And I've been a proud Loyal Network subscriber for years, ever since it came to Canada, shortly after it came to Canada, and I would feel so rewarded if they would offer that as a reward for being Loyal subscribers. Get a chance to see WrestleMania like you're almost in the front row on virtual reality. I would almost kill for that opportunity, because I don't know if I'll ever have enough money to see WrestleMania live anywhere, let alone in places like New Orleans, which is going to be fabulous. So please, WWE, if you ever get wind of my words, go through it, make the virtual reality thing happen. I hope it's not like under a massive price tag by itself. I think it should be something maybe you consider with your subscribers, because that would be a good way to show them how much you appreciate that we support you month after month, rain and shine. No matter how bad some cards are and some events are and some Raw and SmackDown shows can be, we're still there, subscribing to the network, watching all the major events and all the shows we love, and giving you that support. So it would be a great way to say thanks, is to allow us to experience WrestleMania. For those of us that can't afford to ever see WrestleMania live, near the front row like that on a virtual reality set. And even people who have been to a live WrestleMania, being in the front row or near the front row would be perhaps an experience that very few people could actually afford. So, yeah, I'd be all for it. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up the preview predictions part of this. Once again, I'm Daniel Jobber, Edmonton's area's own. Proud to be a citizen of the Edmonton area. Proud to support Edmonton and to believe in it. It hasn't been a great year for the Oilers. I hope they pick it up a little bit. The Eskimos had a pretty good season, fell a little short, especially the up and down nature of the season, of the way the season went with the 3 different streaks, I guess. But yeah, no, it's all in all been an interesting year for Edmonton sports. But this ban on combative sports just is absolutely ludicrous. Especially that they lump in wrestling with this, because like I said, wrestling is no more part of this issue than hockey, which is a naturally somewhat violent sport, because they're trying to beat each other intentionally. I think they're trying to actually outdo each other, and this leads to actual physical confrontations that are violent and meant to hurt the other sometimes, or at least to show their superiority. And football, which is the same thing, all this stuff is more violent and more aggressive and more physical combative than professional wrestling, which is almost like a ballet with physical performance. They're partners, they're working together, they're trying not to hurt each other, they're trying to simulate and create the feeling and the excitement of violence and combat without actually putting each other at risk. Professional wrestlers decided many years ago that the best way to make money and to have an exciting career is not to hurt anybody. That is the goal, is to work together and not hurt anybody. And I don't think any ban on combative sports that includes wrestling is appreciating the fact that these guys bust their butt to keep each other safe, keep themselves and each other safe as they do this. They're no more trying to hurt or injure each other than any other sport that isn't violent and combative. So, it's absolutely ludicrous, this ban, and I know Mike the ref is fighting to get rid of it. Personally, if it was up to me, we'd all get together as fans, and we would go on to City Hall, right on the grass, and maybe set up a ring, or even not set up a ring if you want it easier, and just have constant wrestling action, back and forth, showing off how it's a performance, and it's beauty, and it's art, and it's not true physical violence, or people trying to hurt each other, until City Hall finally, looks and sees how much passion and support there is to this art form, and to realize that this ban is upsetting a lot of people that shouldn't be. Whether that'll happen, probably not, but I hope we keep pushing and prodding and fighting. And of course, people who are fans of UFC and boxing, they have to push a little harder, because that is the ones that are the most affected by the death of this athlete. And so that'll be the hardest one to get back. And it may come close to a year, or a full year, or maybe they'll decide to go away from it early. And of course, it's very unfortunate because of the fact that maybe they shouldn't have even been in the match, or fighting again in that match. So, there's controversy regarding knowledge of past matches and the results that could have led to, the fateful match that took his life. But anyways, neither here nor there. This ban is crazy, and I hope you guys keep fighting, because professional wrestling deserves better. Edmonton fans, professional wrestling fans deserve better. Alberta wrestling fans deserve way better, especially the fact that Alberta has been one of the provinces that helped build the Canadian and overall wrestling as an entertainment form for years and years, ever since the Stu Hart. So, anyways, I'm going to leave that part at that. Once again, I'm Daniel Jobber. You can follow me on Twitter at Daniel Jobber, capital D, capital J. On Instagram, Daniel Jobber, all lowercase letters. I hope you will check out my website, danimaljobber.ca. And, of course, my YouTube channel, Daniel Jobber. I put lots of cool stuff on there. And I hope you'll buy these cool shirts, this cool my Jobber Champion design shirts. There's hoodies, baby onesies, designs and sizes and colors for both sexes. Women's sizes and colors too. I mean, colors, whatever you want, but sizes anyways. And of course, the baby onesies are a really cute way to show your support, with your young one. And of course, there's children's sizes too that are not baby onesies as well. So, but yeah, and the best way to get a hold of or to get these is to that's the best way. One way where these are available is on whatamaneuver.net, and of course / I believe collections / ESPN is still or something like that. But actually, I have it right here. Collections Edmonton-SPN. But if you want a simpler way to do it, just go to danimaljobber.ca and click on the Jobber merchandise tab. The link to go to whatamaneuver.net page for Jobber Champion merchandise is right there. Click on it, and it's all there. And of course, you can backtrack to the main Edmonton Sports Podcast Network account and support all the other types of entertainment. Because, of course, what's now Backbreaker Media still has great content like the Blown Call and Quick Calls from Mike the Ref. Still has great wrestling action from CWC Evolution, which is featuring Mike the Ref's amazing commentary. And, of course, still featuring the Sound of Struggle podcast with Chris Parrish and Maniac. And every now and again, Sean Martins comes on and joins them. That's always entertaining. If you don't watch the Sound of Struggle, you're missing out on some great entertainment because they cover all sports in the Edmonton area and in North America, as well as their tremendous inside coverage of wrestling because they're all wrestlers. So they're in the middle of the business and they see things from a different perspective than us people that are on the outside analyzing it from a more neutral perspective. So check out Sound of Struggle. They're always awesome. Move with them, just move with them. I always love their theme song too. So anyway, that's all the main content of Backbreaker Media. You can check it out, of course, on Podbean, Google Play, Apple or iTunes Music, and of course on the YouTube channel under Backbreaker Media. So I hope you'll give them a check and make sure you like them. Let them know that you love their content. And I really hope you'll take a chance and take the Christmas trial for the premium content. Gives you 2 extra free weeks, 25% off, I believe, the main price, and you get to enjoy premium content, which is far beyond just Edmonton area wrestling action. So I know Mike the Ref's got some amazing things cooked up with that. So get on board, give it a try, see what you think, and let's see what kind of magic we can make with Backbreaker Media. I'm proud to be affiliated with it. It's good to be back. I hope I can keep making content for Backbreaker Media and keep talking to you guys. Keep supporting the Edmonton area, because, of course, I'm Edmonton area's own Danimal Daniel Jobber, and I'm always thrilled to be here talking about wrestling. Anyway, just a quick shout out for Backbreaker Media. You can follow that on Twitter. Once again, Backbreaker Media is or Backbreaker Medi, pardon me, with a capital B, capital M, and of course MEDI for Medi. And of course, you follow Mike the Ref at Mike the Ref EDM. So that's another way to keep in touch with Backbreaker Media and all the great content. And like I said, there's merchandise for all the different things, including the Sound of Struggle merchandise. And of course, you can pick up the Jobber Champion merchandise line. I know I'm excited about getting one of those nice black hoodies for my Christmas present, because I really like. I mean, I obviously like my design, but I like the hoodie style, and I want to be able to be warm and snuggy while I'm showing off my favorite design. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up with that. You've been listening to the Jobbing Out with Daniel Jobber Clash of the Champions preview and prediction show. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope if you did, of course, like, subscribe, leave me comments, especially on my website, danimaljobber.ca. If you sign up for Discuss, you can leave me comments there. I'd love to hear from you on Discuss. That's my favorite way. Or just drop me a tweet on Twitter. Of course, follow my Twitter if you will, because that's the best way to keep in touch with my wrestling perspectives and commentary and stuff. Anyways, I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, or on Sunday. Hope you enjoy the big event. Hope you get a chance to catch Clash of the Champions. And actually, I'm hoping I can get back and do a summary, results of the and reactions of the show. Hoping I can get back and do that too. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. But meanwhile, hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless. Love you all. Jobber out.
Time to do the job. Time to do the job! Behold the jobber of jobbers. Daniel Jobber.